This is Chaos bringing you TSLKiller versus Attero Game 2. The second map here is Shakuris Plateau, and once again we're in a cross position spawn locations. In the top left is Killer as the red Protoss, and as the light blue is Attero. First game, we saw Attero open up with a 2-gate Stargate play. He got some really early Phoenixes and then pushed and did a phenomenal job just lifting Killer Stalkers and just starting to take a early unit count lead, where Killer went with Blink Stalkers, and Attero kind of struck before Blink was finished and really caught Killer in a position where he didn't have too many units, and he had no answer for handling the Phoenix. We'll have to see how Killer decides to open up this game. This is another map with very small ramps, so you could potentially try a robo play or do a 4-gate, but it's not as easy to 4-gate on this map. With the reduced ramp vision from the last patch, you can force field it pretty easily. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see the game devolve down to just a 4-gate. But I will admit, Protoss versus Protoss, not the most exciting matchup. And right now we have near identical builds. This time Attero's timing is slightly tighter, his gas went down a bit faster, and the gateways are nearly identical, and his probes are a little bit ahead. Marginal differences though. The question's really going to happen after the cybernetics core gets finished, how they're going to proceed. TSLKiller, I would assume, would be the favorite in this matchup, being that he's played many high-level games very consistently since the game has been out. Attero, though, maybe he's just been secretly under other accounts, or who knows, but definitely showing some pretty good promise in that first game. Attero once again deciding to get that very early Zealot, and it looks like Killer is going to follow the same suit this time. A lot of times you're seeing players decide just to get like the 2 or 3 quick Stalkers instead, which then you can micro and kind of take an early map control kind of position. And the cybernetics cores are about to finish, but we have Killer taking his second gas even before his cyber finished. So once again, he's going to be in a position where he's going to have a little bit more of a gas advantage, where Attero waited until his cyber was done before he took his second gas. Seem like pretty minor differences, but it's just a little bit difference in how tight your build is designed, and really how crisp you're going to execute. Sometimes making that extra stalker or two really depends on just a second's worth of gas. And we're seeing Attero deciding to get the early stalker on the map. And Killer is moving into the center of the map. He's going to try to take map control here, and Attero is going to be forced out. And we're seeing Attero is going to go for a quick 2 gates, where, wow, it looks like we're switching roles here, and it looks like Killer is going to go for the early Stargate this game. And he's going to follow it up with another gateway, it looks like, at some point here. Or he might just do a 1-gate, 1 Stargate build. Would be interesting. And it looks like Attero going up to 3 gates here. Might even go up to 4 gates. Warp gate timing is near identical for both players once again. Spending most of their chrono boost just on probes. Both players 26 and 24 probes, which is a little bit higher than normal. And Attero throwing down a Stargate as well. So we're seeing a 3-gate with like a delayed Stargate versus a 1-gate Stargate with 2 gates being added on later. And Killer going with that early Phoenix. Maybe wanting to show Attero how this build can be executed even better, perhaps. Could be pretty effective though, because if you have the early air advantage, it's really hard to take that back. And Killer is going to have potentially almost 3 Phoenixes on the map before Attero's Stargate's even finished. And if we look at the food counts, they're almost identical. Attero just 2 probes ahead, but he has 6 stalkers at this point, where Killer only has 2 and a sentry for defense. We're seeing a little bit of a move out here. Attero's in the center of the map with all his units. His 2 stalkers are pushing out. And it looks like the Phoenix of Killer are going to swoop in and try to take a scout. Killer is relying on a lot more of just Zealot base, spending most of his gas on the Phoenix. And the Phoenix are moving into Attero's base. And he's going to try to take out this one Phoenix really quickly to get a early advantage here. But Attero being pretty effective with his Stalker micro, taking out one Phoenix already of Killer's. Oh my god, another Phoenix might drop here before Killer can really do anything here. And Attero being the aggressor once again, laying down that proxy pylon and preparing for a move out. And he's got no sentries though, so it's going to be hard to hold off all those Zealots. He's going to have to be very careful. He might use the Phoenixes to actually pick up the Zealots this time around. It's hard to say. Attero is slightly ahead in the food here. And we're going to see a push out. He warped in a bunch of Zealots to help fight off. And great move by Attero, actually picking up the sentry to prevent any force field tactics there. And it looks like he's going to lose the air battle. He's moving in with all the stalkers. And he's trying to target down some of these Phoenix. Looks like Killer is getting the best of this exchange though. Starting to pick up so many stalkers. Now if we look at the units tab, we can see the stalker count 9-3. So Killer is actually way ahead. And that might be game right there actually. And GG, Killer takes game 2. With almost the exact same build Attero pulled off in the first game. And we'll be going into game 3 in a minute.